In today's video, I am going to teach you how to use Vlookup with choose function in Microsoft Excel. To begin, open Microsoft Excel and make sure you are ready to enter text and numbers into a clean worksheet. This example will help you understand how Vlookup can pull related information and how the choose function can help you build a compact lookup table without creating a full separate range. First, type the headers exactly where they belong. In cell A1, type department. In cell B1, type employee ID. In cell C1, type salary. Then in the next set of headers, in cell D1, type search ID, and in cell E1, type found department. Taking a moment to set these labels clearly matters, because it makes it obvious which column is which while you are working with the formula later. Now that your column headings are set up, you can enter the sample data. Next, fill cells A2 to A4 with the department names Sales, Marketing, and Finance. As you enter these, keep the order consistent from top to bottom, because Excel will match rows based on position. Then move to the Employee ID column. Fill cells B2 to B4 with the IDs E101, E102, and E103. Again, keep the same row order. The department in A2 should correspond to the employee ID in B2, and so on for the rows beneath. After that, enter the salary values so the table looks complete. Fill cells C2 to C4 with 50000, 65000, and 80000. You do not necessarily need salary for the final result you are about to retrieve, but including it makes the example realistic and helps you see how a larger table might be structured. With the sample data in place, you can now set the lookup target. Type your lookup target index, string E102, directly into cell D2. This is the employee ID you want to search for. Excel will use this value to find the matching row and return the associated department. At this point, you have your inputs ready. Now you will place the result formula in the correct cell. Click on cell E2 to select the reverse search calculation cell. Selecting the cell first is important because it ensures the formula goes into the location where you want the department name to appear. Now you are ready for the core of the lesson, the formula. Type the formula exactly into cell E2. =, Vlookup D2, CH choose -1, 2, B2, B4, A2, A4, 2, false. Before you press enter, it helps to understand what each part is doing. Vlookup normally takes 4 arguments: the lookup value, the table array, the column index, and whether you want an exact match. In this formula, D2 is the lookup value, which is the employee ID you entered. The table array is created using CH choose and that is what makes this method compact. The choose 0, 1, 2, B2, B4, A2, A4 part constructs a 2-column array for the lookup. The curly braces with 1, 2 tells choose to return 2 selections side by side. The first selection is B2, B4, which contains the employee IDs. The second selection is A2, A4, which contains the department names that you want to return. In other words, the lookup array is being built right inside the formula. The next argument, 2, is the column index number within that constructed 2-column array. That means Vlookup will return the value from the second column, which corresponds to the department column. Finally, false tells Excel to find an exact match for the lookup value, so it will only match D2 to an employee ID exactly equal to E102. When you press enter, cell E2 should display the department name that matches employee ID E102. Since E102 corresponds to the marketing row in the data you entered, the result should show marketing. If you want to test the logic, you can change the value in D2 to another employee ID from the list, such as E101 or E103, and observe that E2 updates accordingly. That confirms the lookup is working correctly and that the choose-based table array is mapping IDs to departments exactly as expected. And that covers everything you need to know. And that is all there is to it.